What's up, y'all? It's the PR. I am me coming back at y'all with another episode of the Prime Nostalgia Podcast.
Hey,
And I'm here with the co-host Leeboy TV. Say what's up.
yo, Leeboy TV in the building. We got a hell of a topic today. If you're looking at my tee, that's a little giveaway. Ooh, that rhymes. You know I'm always starting off with a rhyme. But what's up, Prime?
So this month I decided why not just do a whole month of Disney? I think last month when this movie got on Disney Plus, she was like, we should do this movie. And then I was like, well, make a whole month out of it. And so we're gonna do.
Here we are. It's the first one of September. Any reason why you want to do this month? I'm like, did Disney Plus start this month, or you just wanted to commemorate the greatest platform?
Since you said Mrs. Doubtfire, I was going to follow up with another movie from Disney Plus, and then I assumed you would have another movie, so then that's why I did it like that.
Oh yeah, I got another one. I'll be all Disney over Plus, the Disney Plus. Yeah, they got some fire on there.
Movies, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They got a lot of movies that aren't necessarily like the ones people talk about. Like, okay, I like Aladdin, the first one, but I really like the third movie, and nobody really knows about it because obviously they stopped at the first one. But
wait, is that the Thieves, the King of Thieves, or whatever?
Yeah,
that one's not too bad. Not too bad. The whole story with Aladdin meeting his dad and everything is pretty dope. So.
Yeah, Return of Jafar was just horrible. Well, we're not gonna.
Nah. Don't be hating on Iago, bro. Iago ran that movie. I love that one too. So.
All right. Anyways, is there any reason why you wanted to do Mrs. Doubtfire? Or is it just a classic?
So yeah, like Prime said, when I first saw Miss Doubtfire had popped onto the platform, immediately I told the kids tonight we watching a daddy classic. Miss Doubtfire, obviously, Robin Williams is incredibly talented. And, it just brought back so many memories when I saw it. There are so many scenes that I have forgotten that are literally classic moments of nostalgia. So I definitely wanted to talk about it. And here we are.
This is actually my first time watching this.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, you've seen other Robin Williams movies, but in this one, what, you had an issue with Robin?
Nah, I just haven't. I only seen this probably my third movie of his I've seen.
Okay. Well, in this one, you get to see so many different facets of his talent for sure. And I'm sure we'll talk about it, but from the voiceovers to the actual heartfelt acting and also his character work is on full display throughout the movie. So, which is what made it so classic, in my opinion. And like I said, it led to so many classic moments that we'll definitely discuss. So what'd you think? Just getting started, what'd you think of the movie?
I can see why people say it's a classic. I ain't had no problems with it. I don't have no problems with him, but I just never watched his movies like that. So it's not a problem.
So you never seen Hook or Flubber or... Okay, we might.
I've seen parts of Hook, parts of Jack. I don't think I've seen none of Flubber. I've seen Jumanji, Aladdin, King of Thieves.
Yeah, no, I would definitely recommend Hook. It's dope. But yeah, he's got some great movies from the 90s, especially this one right here, Miss Doubtfire, is one that'll always stick in my mind for the many classic moments that we'll discuss. And like I said, he's just excellent. And then he shows so many of his different talents. So, we can start off with Figaro. When he's playing that little bird, he's a cartoon character voice in the movie. And the movie starts off with him like, I don't know. He's doing the classic, some classic tune. I don't even know what that is. What is it? I don't know.
I will say, when I was younger, I guess I didn't watch him because it was like almost too over the top for me at parts. With not him, like the way how he does.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah. So that's probably why I didn't watch him. I don't know. I don't have no reason.
But so like I say, he starts off with the Figaro. He's being the cartoon character, and then I don't know if you remember, but he like just quits in the middle of like his session, like doing the voice for this bird, because the bird is smoking a cigarette, and he's like, "This is not, um, this is not for children. This is not appropriate." And so it just kind of shows his character in the beginning. But I thought it was hilarious. It's a great intro because I'll just say, look, when I'm first putting on any of these old movies for the kids, they're like, "What?" First off, they always like, "No, Dad, no." When they can always tell from the beginning that it's an old 80s or 90s movie.
I mean, I know you can fool them because you say they like the way the new stuff move. You just put a look online for 4K. It works every time.
Like, just look for the 4K version. You saying?
Yeah, because like when we did the MJ thing last week, all the videos I moved them up to 4K and it looked like today. It looked like they were done yesterday.
Oh, okay. So yeah, make sure that you bump up that quality. And they have that on Disney Plus too. You can bump it up.
They do have some. That's 4K.
Okay, because I know just putting this on, I think it's made by 20th Century Fox. I'm not exactly sure, but when the intro comes on, it just looks old school, and so they're like, "No, no, no!" But as soon as they saw the Figaro, and he's playing the bird and he's dancing and singing, and they got right into it. They forgot that they were protesting, and they fell right in love with the film on and watched it all the way to the end. So. And I just love that he first off plays a cartoon voice because it just fits so well with him. Mm-hmm. I mean, that was easy. That was easy for him. And he shows off his many voices later on in the movie, which gets really good. But yeah, just following the plot, we see him get divorced like right away, which sucks sounds for typical. Him. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds typical for this type of movie.
Right. And he's like, which is, it starts off with one of the great scenes that leads to the divorce is when he throws the party for his son and they ain't supposed to be having a party. They're up on the table doing the dance. They do the dance. The goat's eating the cake. And yeah, he's just running amok in this amazing San Francisco house that Sally Field, his wife, is just, she's distraught. She's tired of his antics. And he's just a big kid, like he plays in so many movies. So, just starting off with the plot there.
Speaking of the house, real quick, I do know that like that is a big film thing people go to. So that was probably the only thing I knew, and obviously the transformation. That's the only two things I knew going in about this movie. So
right. So yeah, next time I'm up in Frisco, maybe I'll stop by, see where it's at. I'm sure it's on that one classic street. And I've been on the street. I've been around that area. It's just
the one with the little bus going in the middle.
Yeah, they got the tram thing, whatever it's called. We're not San Franciscoans, whatever they're called. But San Franciscans, I'm just making stuff up now. But we ain't from out there. Yeah. And we don't got the damn trams up and down our streets. But there is that one area of the city right next to a park where you see all these houses and it's a huge hill. I'm sure it's right in that neighborhood. So I'll definitely go try to check that out. Well, I'm planning on going to San Francisco soon. So
if anything, I would go see the Painted Ladies. But that's just me. Or the Painted Ladies or That's Already Announced. That's supposed to like the two things. We got to talk about the plot a little, not the plot, the story. So let's just say, if you can remember, the first time you seen the transformation, did you know the transformation was going to happen, like from the trailers and anything, or was it a surprise to you?
Like when I first watched it?
Yes.
I can't. When did this movie come out? 90?
Ooh.
05, 94? Yeah, that's what I would guess.
Maybe. 94 or 5.
Definitely don't remember. Definitely do not remember. Obviously, they show the transformation in the movie, before. It's not like a surprise to anyone if you just watch chronologically in the movie. But so I don't remember if I knew that going into it, other than, if I seen the image of Mrs. Doubtfire, could I guess that it was Robin Williams? I'm not sure that I could guess, just looking at the image at that age. I probably would just think, this movie's going to suck. It looks like an old time movies, like about some old lady. That's what you would guess going into it if you didn't know that the image was Robin Williams. Because, he does do a great job, I think, of transforming. Obviously, the makeup, which they show, the fake depiction of him getting made up and with the prosthetics and everything in the movie. I'm sure it was a much more extensive process in real life, but similar to what he probably really went through was, they did a really good job with it. So I think he could, I mean, he said it looked like if it was any closer, you would be mom. That's what he told him in there. So I think he really looked like a really authentic old lady. And so if I just saw the image and the cover, probably would have never knew that this was going to be a comedy with Robin Williams.
So, uh, is this the first one to do that kind of trope
What
of the transformation for the movie?
is this the first time he did, or just in general?
No,
Anyone
just
like
in general, it's been done.
anyone
Obviously,
becoming an old woman, like a man becoming an old woman, like Medea,
yes,
basically. But is he the first?
yeah, or Big Mama and white chicks and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, I'm sure there has to be some others, but I don't know if they went to the full extent of having all the
Well, I mean
prosthetics.
Martin, but
Right, because Martin was being his mom already,
and Sinead. So,
and that was that earlier in the 90s, probably
yeah,
around the same
92,
time, 92.
right? Yeah, he went
So yeah, I'm
92,
sure,
90.
like I said, there's probably definitely some others, but as far as a star in the movie and actually leading the entire movie, this is the first I can think of where the character, usually because those characters are usually add-ins, or besides Big Mama and obviously Medea, those came much later. But usually, it's just a throw in, or the main character is playing an additional character, and they may have a scene or two. But this, Miss Doubtfire is the movie. She's actually, a better character than Robin Williams' original character. She has a lot more jokes, a lot more scenes, and so yeah, this is the first I can think of where the entire production is centered around a man becoming, especially an old woman, not just a woman, a grandma. So
So yeah, the scene that I was kind of confused by was like was it a woman that was in the kitchen? Whatever she had the pie or the thing in her face.
oh, the best scene, one of the best scenes.
I was like, what's going on here?
All right, so this is when the inspector comes to check up on Robin's. Oh, what is this? What is his name? I can't remember his damn. I think it's like
I can't
Danny.
remember either.
Danny.
I
His
was
name's
like,
Danny.
okay, okay.
Danny, and like yeah. So Miss Doubtfire, she's going back and forth, right? So this is the scene where the inspector, and I think before we get into that, let's just say he first meets the inspector lady that's super stern. She's going to be all over his case as far as him wanting to get visitation with his kids. If you guys haven't seen it, so this is one of the main plots to the film, because after the divorce, he loses custody due to his outlandish actions and ways. And so he's appointed basically a social worker who's going to come visit him. And in the social work office, he's doing all these great scenes. He's telling her, I'm a character actor. And one of the best parts is when he tells her, I can do a great hot dog impression. He's like, you remember that? So he's doing all these impressions. And then he finishes off with the impression of a hot dog. She's like, bro, are you funny? You think you're funny? He was like, once upon a time, I was funny. So fast forward, she comes to visit him at the house, and he makes the mistake. Danny makes the mistake of saying, Miss Doubtfire makes a great cup of English tea. So she had just seen Mrs. Doubtfire. He had switched to Danny, acted like he was in the shower, came out all wet, and was like, oh, yeah, my sister makes a great cup of English tea. And she's like, oh, I would love to have a cup of English tea. Huge mistake. So he has to run back, put on the Miss Doubtfire attire. He ends up losing the face out the window, gets ran over by the trash truck, which is just hilarious. He ends up cursing, oh, shit, curses out. She's like, oh, do you want a hand? That's when the social worker comes.
That is on Disney Plus, by the way.
Right. That's when she's like, can I give you a hand? So she comes into the kitchen. Miss Doubtfire is struggling to find a face because she just lost her prosthetics. And the first thing she sees, she's like, I need a face. I need a face. She doesn't need a hand. she needs a face, right? And so she just puts her face in this pile of cake. It's the only thing that could cover her at the time from being exposed as being Danny, because he's trying to be two different people at once, which is completely impossible. So yeah, I mean, and she goes on to serve her a cup of English tea with a couple drops of, what is it, vanilla frosting or creme brulee? I don't know what it was. She called it something. Some kind of, you want one lump or two lumps of sugar, she told her. And so her face is dripping. And yeah, I mean, one of the most classic scenes for sure, because he almost gets caught. And he definitely does not want to get caught by the social worker, because he'll never be able to get visitation with his kids. So definitely, a turning point in the movie. He saved himself once again. Danny, he's always doing the most.
Honestly, I say he was over the top in this though. Like, really, it was over the top, but it was kind of not as over the top as I've heard. So maybe that's for other movies, but this one I was like, okay. I can see why this is a classic. It's don't remind me of a Disney classic. It just reminds me of a classic.
Well, no, this one is made by I think it's Fox. It's just got bought by Disney.
Yeah. So I'm saying it don't say Disney classic, even though people been saying that that's why I thought it was made by Disney.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so now that was great. And then there's a great moment too that happens at the house when the kids, they're having dinner with Danny. Mom comes to pick up the kids. And I don't know, this girl, I think she was Matilda as well. Is this the same girl that was Matilda, his daughter? She's either Matilda or Karina. I can't remember which one, but
if not, she looks similar to the Matilda.
Right. I believe she might be Matilda, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, she so mom's there to pick up the kids early, and she's like, "We're his goddamn kids too." And she's like, "Great. You want to teach our kids any other choice phrases, blah blah blah." And the key point in this scene is the mom at that time, she has her ad for the paper to look for a caretaker for the kids. Mm-hmm. And he takes that great moment to change the number so that way she gets no calls for a person to be the nanny. And he's able to get all these characters up, and he's calling her up back to back as the only interviewee for the job. So it really, I thought they did that well, because he made the 1 of 4, the 8 of 3. It looked totally natural, and it just screwed up everything for the mom moving forward. Which was, it was just hilarious. Classic movie moment. And then obviously he's the only one, like I said, calling up for the job. He's calling as I don't know if you remember the Asian lady. He's like, "Me job. I am job. I am job."
Right. He does a lot of voices in that one span though. What was your favorite one?
Definitely I am job. I am job.
Okay.
The Asian lady, "I am job." She's like, "What? Do you speak English?" "I am job."
Okay.
I just think, I don't know, something about that, because I mean the other ones are just way more way more elaborate, and he's going deep into the backstories of him, and he's really trying to explain why he could get the job. And then that one just was straight comic relief, and she was like totally frustrated at that point. And then obviously he calls as Miss Doubtfire. She's like this English lady with a sweet accent, and he literally sweeps her off her feet. And it's interesting because obviously he knows everything about his wife, so he knows everything to say. Sounds so perfect. And it just really shows that he could have been that perfect nurturer the whole time for the family, but he just didn't realize that he needed to play that role in addition to being the fun dad that's always, providing the spark of craziness for the family. But he always had it in him to be the Mrs. Doubtfire that the kids and ultimately his wife fall in love with. So, yeah, and he nailed it from the beginning.
Okay. Could this movie be made today?
Um, yeah, I think it could. I think they could do this part two. I think they should
Well,
actually.
come on, they can't do part two. Come on.
I mean, not maybe not a part two, but a reprise. I think they should do a reprise of Mrs. Doubtfire, or
A
you know,
reboot.
a reboot.
They
Maybe it
can't do a
wouldn't be
reprisal. A reprisal
right.
is
Would yeah,
is
they would need Mr. Robin Williams, but they could grab someone else to do something similar. Obviously, we see
those some
Medea.
names. We got you know people. Yeah, people, younger people. Well, okay. Do you mean when you say name? Do you mean like a 20-year old? Do you mean like a 30-year-old person doing it?
I mean, it would have to be a comedic actor that could do tons of voices. Who would you see? Because I can't. I mean, I would just think like Jay Farrell or something would be hilarious.
Oh,
If he were to take on this character, especially if it was like a, obviously he's black, so it'd have to be an older black lady would be hilarious. But yeah,
honestly, I would
who else
say
does hella characters?
I would say Tommy Davidson.
Okay,
That would be a good one.
shoot, Keenan might be hilarious as doing.
Yeah, yeah.
Keenan is like Miss Piddling type character. And Keenan's the consummate family man right now, so he could definitely be a dad. And then I just couldn't see Keenan fooling anybody as being a woman. It's like, bro, that's Keenan. Like,
no, I mean, Miss Piddling was kind of.
She looked a little different, Yeah.
Now you know what would be cool if they are doing this audition process and he just brings in like Principal Penfield and like different versions of that character. So like he got a dude with a pimple with a Jerry curl in 2021.
Yeah, he did all. Yeah, he did all his characters. I mean, he obviously has tons of characters from. Right. He has tons of characters from SNL that he could spoof. But yeah, I could definitely see someone like Keenan doing this and bringing it back, and they should. I think they should for the new generation. Obviously, don't call it Miss Doubtfire, but
I call it Miss Johnson or something.
Yeah, Miss something like that. Yeah,
Miss Jenkins. Okay, so do you have any standouts as far as actors other than Robin Williams?
Other than Robin Williams, okay. So I love the guy that is looking to hire him. And when they get into that back and forth at the restaurant later on, and he's like, "Bro, why do you have on lipstick?" And and he's like asking him, "Hey, can you pick up a chick for me?" And obviously that scene where he's going from table to table, back and forth from Danny to Mrs. Doubtfire, is just a great scene. But yeah, I love his potential boss that ends up actually hiring him later, and they put Miss Doubtfire on TV. I thought he was a pretty good character in the movie. Pretty humble because he literally insulted them to his face, like, "Hey, who's been having this guy on TV for the last 20 years?" And he ends up replacing that guy with the Miss Doubtfire skits on public television. So yeah, I thought that guy's pretty funny. Obviously, Pierce Bronson's character is pretty good. Like he's a good play off Miss Doubtfire. She's always jonesing him, giving him a hard time because obviously it's Danny on the inside. She's telling him how he's compensating with his big shiny Mercedes. And she throws a couple jabs at him, including throwing the pepper on his shrimp, which leads to the whole Heimlich maneuver in the middle of that same restaurant.
Come on now. Come on.
She literally tried to kill his ass. And so when he's getting pumped in the Heimlich, I thought that was pretty funny. So yeah, Pierce Bronson character is pretty good as well.
Yeah.
And then I'll say my bad. Sorry, just I feel like I'm talking a lot because this is one of my favorites from back in the day. But Sally Field's character was definitely in love with her back in the day. She's obviously a beautiful woman that was hired to play this amazing part opposite Robin Williams, and for good reason. She's a great actress, and she played the hell out of the role.
Yeah, I would say the the people that they got in this are I didn't feel like nobody was bad. You know what I mean? Like, some movies like maybe not the best choice. No, I didn't feel like nobody in here was bad. Um, yeah, you got anything else? I feel like we don't say everything in a few words. It just is weird. Um, you got anything else you want to add?
Well, no, just like I said, you know, I think one of the things that you could take away, obviously, from the movie is, and I kind of iterated it earlier, is just that Miss Doubtfire was always there inside Danny, and it's just it has a great lesson to be learned for men in my position, men just in general trying to be the fun dad, but also sometimes they lose sight of the responsibility of holding down a household, and so it has a great comedic plot, but then also it has a great underlying message and story. So anyone that hasn't seen this, definitely go check it out. Obviously, it's on Disney Plus, which is accessible to everyone right now. So cheap. It's one of the best streaming services there is out there. So, like I said, it just provides a great sense of nostalgia with all the content that they're uploading. So, kudos to Disney. We usually talk about Nickelodeon all the time. Now I could wear a couple of these Disney tees. I got hella Disney tees. So I could pull out a couple of these, at least for the month. Y'all make sure
Yeah,
y'all tune in for Disney Plus month. We'll be talking about some of our favorite movies that appear on that platform.
yeah, especially with like at least the Marvel as well. They got Marvel shows, they got new shows, obviously, that connects with the movies. They also have the old cartoons, which I really like. I go back and watch the '90s Spider-Man and the '90s cartoons, X-Men, and all the other shows. So I'm glad they got them all together.
Yeah, man. Those Marvel cartoons definitely come in handy because you can never get enough content of Marvel. The more story, even if it doesn't really coincide with obviously the Avengers movies and the newest, the latest iterations of Marvel. Just knowing more and more backstory definitely just add to the series in general, and it's more entertaining, I would say, for me with the family versus watching the whole Avengers movie 2-3 hours. Like it kind of gets kind of, I'm not gonna say boring, but it's
And there's
it's
more.
just
That's
long.
really not. That's really not for the kids.
Nah,
It's
it's
kind of
not.
just like everybody.
They just want to see the fighting scenes. So,
Yeah.
like the in between stories are much better told, I think, watching the Saturday morning cartoon. So, we definitely check
Mhm.
those out.
Yes, that's kind of like a Saturday morning thing. Just find a random episode of Spider-Man from the '80s and watch it.
Yeah, for
Something like that.
sure. For sure. That
Uh,
and X-Men. Yeah, I can't wait till they put out some more X-Men movies too. That's going to be crazy.
yes, they need to put out the good ones. Since they're part of the MCU now, they can be good.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Let everybody know where they can find you.
Well, you can find me on LeeboyTV.com at LeeboyTV on all socials. Make sure you also follow me just at Leeboy. I was able to secure just Leeboy on Fanbase. We're going to start doing a Child Star Chat there every Thursdays. So come check us out on there as well.
Give them the time.
Oh, at 6 p.m. on Thursdays. So by the time you see this, it'll be just come back the following Thursday. We'll be there pretty much every Thursday at 6. Yeah, and it should be a great time. I'll probably start throwing out some exclusive content on there. So show me some love if you know anything about the platform, and you can get exclusive access to that. And yeah, besides that, just check in with my Instagram, man. I'm having hell of a fun. We had a great week, I think, with the MJ content. And I got tons of responses from some of the old clips I put up. So yeah, just show me some love on Instagram at Leeboy TV.
Yep. Follow me Twitter, Instagram, KVNG Prime Time. I actually today, let's go and date this. If you go back and look, but I put up a new episode of Prime Conversations with Coat. We did it a while ago, but the files got messed up somehow, some way. I just got them back, uploaded it, and we good. You even called in while we was recording, so I put
Oh yeah, that was when you're out here
some of it.
in Hollywood. Yep.
So we got that with Colt. Don't call me Ryan Coleman, because y'all listen to the episode, y'all will know. And we got obviously Prime Nostalgia this plus month, and it's kind of it on my end. I'm just floating. Anything else before we get out?
That's all I got, man. Except for we just got one more piece of business we got to say. That's it.
Say
Prime time all the time, baby. We out of here.
We out.
Prime Nostalgia.
Thanks for tuning in to the Prime Nostalgia, the podcast dedicated to entertainment from childhood. That's 80s, 90s, the latest 2000s. Cause Prime know it all, and Leeboy be wow, and he's from all that. Dropping gems for you to find, so that's orange, the lightest line. Prime time is all the time. We talking about the classics, and there's so many. That's Leeboy TV and PRIME. Ow.